Hi, my name is Irani. I'm from Australia, and currently I'm the anchor of a program called Deeper Look from New York on a global news channel called NHK World Japan. I was born in Mumbai, India, and my family immigrated to Australia when I was 8 years old. And so I grew up in Australia, and so I consider myself Indian Australian, definitely have a foot in both cultures and in both countries. So with ABC News in Australia, I have to say that was always a long-standing dream of mine. And I applied for a job at ABC and I actually got rejected. But I was very lucky because I got a job offer with BBC World News. But at that time, one of the bosses at ABC had emailed me where she said, "Are you the same girl that's applied for the job?" And we said no, and I said yeah, and she goes, "If you ever decide to return to Australia, drop me a line. I want to go home, I want to work in Australia." And I reached out to her, and that's how I got my foot in the door at ABC. The Jefferson Fellowship has had a pretty significant impact on my career. I think starting off in Honolulu was a great starting point. And this was just a great meeting point because it was like a neutral ground. The Jefferson Fellowship offered me an opportunity to not just be sitting in Australia, thinking about what people in the region want to hear, but the opportunity to go there to China, Japan, and Myanmar, which hadn't been open for 50 years. And once I was there and I had my crew and I was able to talk to people and bringing footage back to Australia and saying, "We've talked about this show, now here is a real life example of the types of stories of what it would look like," that got us over the line. We launched Talk About It. It was hugely successful, especially the first season, and we ended up winning an award at the National Press Gallery of Australia for one of our episodes. I think because of the recognition of that show, I got the opportunity to transfer to ABC News Breakfast, to ABC's domestic channel as well. So I kind of look back and I think that was a pretty big moment, a pretty pivotal point in my career. To be perfectly honest, growing up in Australia, I didn't really have too many role models that, people who looked like me who were on mainstream media. And I don't think I fully understood the importance of representation until I suddenly was an anchor or a presenter on Australia's national breakfast show, ABC News Breakfast, and I'd get these emails or on social media tweets, and people would share photos of their little girls really happy to see someone that looked like them. I forgot the fact that I didn't have a role model. And so when you're suddenly in that position and you think, oh my god, that 11-year-old is dreaming of being a journalist, she's suddenly going, I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. That's a really empowering feeling, and you want to keep the dream alive in the next generation for sure.